Haley Squad. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell. Y'all, if I tell y'all, early morning was a adventure for me. Yeah, I know I went to Dallas for my birthday. I ended up staying out there 2 weeks, right? So I'm back home now. I gotta tell y'all about my adventure. Okay, when I first get off the bus, now see, I know that my daughter's at work, right? And it was gonna be a minute before she came and got me, right? So as I'm sitting there waiting for her, I it started with okay, a guy came up behind me. You could tell he was a little, touched. I'll say that. And he goes, "You called me?" I'm like, "I didn't even know you was behind." No, I did not call you, sweetie. So he begins to talk, right? Yada 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 yada. Of course, I'm listening to him because I don't want to be mean to him because I know that he's a little touched. So, I listen at him or whatever. So, he finally realizes that I'm not, yeah, I'm getting old. This is all my stuff in a plastic bag. So, he, goes on about his business, right? Now, mind y'all, it's like 11, I'll say about 11:30. Cool. So I'm sitting there. Then there's these guys walking together. And I always try not to make eye contact with people because if you make eye contact, then that gives them, to me, it gives them not that I don't like talking to people. I do sometimes. But I'm waiting on my daughter, so I don't want to hold no conversations because I can't see that good. I need some glasses, so I need to concentrate on my surroundings, right? This guy gets off. Well, he's walking up with another guy, and I turned around and I messed around and we made eye contact, but I swiftly turned my head, right? This guy walks up to me. Mind you, he's not a bad looking guy, but you could tell he's been doing some things in life that, done probably brought him down. I'll say that. Trust me, I know the signs. Anyway, he sits and talks to me and he's like, "How you doing?" He asked me my name or whatever. And he proceeds to tell me, well, he tries to, of course, holler at me, talk to me. I tell him I have someone, right? He basically tells me that has nothing to do with me, which made me start singing a song from back in the day. What your man gotta do with me? I'm not trying to hear. And that's basically how he was, right? So I'm sitting and I'm talking to him and I'm looking at him and all these things are going through my head like, what did you do to yourself that's got you in this position? He proceeds to tell me he has 6 baby mothers. Wasn't a turn off, but it's like, dude, all my kids grown. So I definitely do not want to, start over. Anyways, he proceeds to tell me that he is a preacher. I don't know if he was ordained or he just said in his own head that he was one, right? So he proceeds to tell me that we don't have the whole story of the Bible. He proceeds to tell me that, remember, um, God cast out the prettiest angel. We know who that is. And he says that it wasn't so much as Eve eating the apple, it was that she saw the most beautiful person in the world, which he tells me is a morphodite. basically, the prettiest angel, Satan, we're gonna just say Satan. Well, that he was a hermaphrodite. He had both genders. Now I ain't never read this in the Bible, so I don't know where he got it from. He proceeds to tell me that he's a hermaphrodite, and that it wasn't that Eve bit the apple. He said Eve kissed the tree. That's what brought her to life, right? He tells me that apple represents basically the woman's vagina, I guess. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me that Eve kissed the tree and then her and the tree start sexting each other? What he was saying was the apple represented the woman's vagina. But the Bible says she bit the apple, and that's when all knowledge came upon her, right? Who apple did she bite? If that apple represented a woman. So I guess that's where it comes in at that he was a hermaphrodite. So I guess the first lesbian scene was Eve and yeah, I know this sounds crazy, but this is what I went through. Mind you, I get off the bus at 11:30. So we talk and he study talks and I'm laughing the whole time, and he found his little brother finally comes to get him, and he said, "Can I have a hug?" Yeah, I did a little church hug, because I didn't want to be mean. Remember, I only been out here for 8 months, so I can't be showing really, really how I really am to people. I still gotta remember that, you in a new place, you can't, But anyways, he leaves, right? And by this time, it's like 12:15, maybe 12:20. Mind you, my daughter got off work at 11 o'clock, right? So I'm a little, you know what I'm saying? Anxiety is sitting in a little bit, right? So I'm sitting there. Here comes this man on a bike, right? He's drunk, y'all. I mean, he is drunk. So I was like, Lord, please, I can't take it anymore. By this time, I'm getting nervous because my baby ain't came to get me yet, right? So the man stops and he looks at me as if he's seen the prettiest woman on earth, which is, hey, if that's what you saw, hey, can't knock his eyes, right? So he just comes up and goes, "You can stay with me. I will never put no woman out." Mind you, he's drunk. "I will never put no woman out. I got all new appliances. Everything is new. My apartment is I got a new phone. Apparently, in what I sensed was he down on his luck, and now he's finally, able to do and get the things that he wants. Mind you, this man is drunk, but he's handsome. He's a handsome man. I can't take that away from him, right? But in my mind, I'm looking for my daughter and I'm ready to go. I don't want to talk to anybody anymore because now I'm getting, like I said, the anxiety is sitting in. I'm waiting for my child. I'm thinking certain things, but I don't have a fear. See, y'all got to understand, God is going to, whatever happens, he's going to give you a sense of something. And I always have a sense of when something is going on with my kids, intuition, whatever. So even though I'm thinking all these things, I don't have this hurt feeling like something has happened, right? Even though I'm saying it out my mind, like, Lord, I hope nothing ain't happened, yada, yada, yada. I don't feel like there's anything happening, right? Mind you, she got up at 11. It's like almost one now, right? So this man, he said, "Let me show you." So he puts his bike up against the trash can and he sits down. Now when he sits down, he leans on my one of my bags. Now I'm not being like one of those people like ill, because if y'all really think about the stuff y'all say to people, there's a drunk in your family. There's a drug addict in your family. There is no family on this world that doesn't have a family member that's going through something or that's been through something. So y'all need to stop that stuff with ooh, ooh. That's why it's not good to talk about people. That's why the Bible said don't judge. Every family has somebody. Now you find me a family that everybody has been good their whole life, never been through anything, never experienced anything. And I'll take this video down and put up a totally different one. But you can't, because it's life. Anyways, but when he leans back, I say this to say this. When he leaned back on my bag, I almost had a fit. And it wasn't the fact that I thought he was dirty. It was the fact that you drunk and I don't want my stuff smelling like you. Now, he sits there and he's showing me these pictures. Nice place. Very nice. But dude, you don't know me. Why would you invite me into your house to live? He said, you ain't got to pay no rent. He said, you ain't got to do nothing. He said, I got 4 jobs. He said, all you got to do is just live there. Just be there. I will never put you out. I will yada, yada, yada. So he's showing me these pictures, right? He's showing me all these pictures. Nice. Everything was nice and brand new. He wasn't lying. Even had some up to date stuff that I had never even seen before. So his place was, he had a nice place. But dude, after he tells me all this, I go, well, I don't think my boyfriend would like me moving in with another guy, right? So he gets a little attitude, but he didn't go, you know what I'm saying? I sense it, but he didn't like really bring it out or show it, because he jumps up and he's like, well, you don't have to pay no rent, you don't have to do anything, you wouldn't have to worry about nothing, yada yada yada. Okay, that's fine. I just let him talk, right? So he says, just take my phone number down, you don't even have to write a name on it. Dude, how do you know who's calling you if you don't get my name and I don't get your name? I'm gonna just say, hey, this the girl that you gave the phone number to at the bus station. That's what I'm supposed to say. How many numbers or how many women have you walked up to in a day to do this to? So how you just gonna automatically know it's me, right? So he's like, take this phone number down. Mind y'all, I didn't want to take the phone number down. But even though I'm not gonna lie, I do have a mouth on me, and sometimes I love going back and forth, but I have to think rational. I have to think, you know what I'm saying, smart. You out here by yourself right now. You cannot be smart mouth and getting into it with people, and you by yourself. So I had to think like that because I wanted to go off. So I want to tell him, look, dude. At one point I said, look, I'm not trying to ignore you. I hear you. I said, but I'm looking for my daughter. So that's why I'm, looking around and looking past you, because I'm looking for my daughter, right? So we he gets up and he was like, just write my number down. So I take the paper. I look at the paper, and the paper reminds me of I was working at Cat Savers in Dallas. And there used to be this man that used to come in there. You could tell he was homeless. Well, I'm not even going to say he was homeless, because some people live by themselves. Some people just don't take care of themselves, or their minds are, you know what I'm saying, gone, and they're by themselves. But every time he comes in, I'm nice to him. I help him out or whatever. This day, he comes in. Y'all understand. He comes in and he's paying a bill. I used to work in the cash office. He's paying a bill. He hands me the money order or whatever it is he handed me, and it looks like he's been sitting on it, but he's been pissing and shitting on himself. Excuse the cussing. I try not to cuss, but yeah. And no, I take that lot back. It was his money. His money was looked at, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to make him feel bad, so I'm helping him out because nobody will help him out. I'm helping him out. So the paper that the man told me to write the number on, it reminded me of that, right? So I'm disgusted. But it wasn't even to that extent. And mind y'all, when I took the money from the man, instantly my hand, like 10, I say about 10, 15 minutes after he left or whatever, I'm going on break or whatever, and I'm passing by my favorite person at the time at the job. Uh, and I was like, my hand is itching. So when I looked down, guys, my whole hand was covered in bumps and it was itching like crazy. Do you hear me? It was this hand. It was itching like crazy. So I knew it had to be from him, but it didn't disgust me or anything because like stuff happens. I try to think about what if that was my uncle, what if that was my, what if something, just happened to somebody in my family and I had to be the caregiver or whatever. I try not to be so you know what I'm saying? But I can be. Some stuff is a ill, especially if you can do for yourself and you don't. But anyways, we put some I think some hand sanitizer on my hand. And we wasn't COVID or anything hadn't even hit yet. So this was before that. So I put that on my hand and it calmed down and it went away. So whatever maybe it was supposed to have been a thought it was gonna do, it didn't happen. The hand sanitizer took it away. So that's that. So I write the number down. We back now. We back to the story now. So I write the number down, right? So he's talking. He was like, call the number, forgetting that I said I had a boyfriend, right? So he's like, call a number. I know who you are when you call, yada yada. So as he's walking out, now mind you guys, there's a guy. Oh my God, there's a handsome guy. This dude was so freaking handsome. It didn't even make no sense. He is on one of the bus stops. I guess waiting on the bus or whatever he was waiting on. The whole time, each person that walked up to me to talk to me, he was looking. I don't know if it was because he was watching me as a woman, you know what I'm saying, making sure I was okay. He never said anything, but we kept looking and making eye contact, you know what I'm saying. So I think in a way he was, you know what I'm saying, he was watching me to at least make sure I was okay. He never said anything to me. He never interfered with, the other people trying to talk to me. I noticed he just always, look down there and he'll stare for a minute. And then when they got up to leave, he'll, go back to looking at his phone or whatever. So it's like, yeah. And the guy gets up and he leaves, and I tear the phone number up as he's turning around walking because I'm like, dude, I'm not, you drunk. I told you, I got somebody you don't want to listen. You still trying to give me this phone number, so I tear the number up. Right. This was this is what is embarrassing to me. Not really embarrassing, but it's like where I'm sitting. The bus is right there, and everybody on the bus is looking and staring at me. It was because I'm in my mind. They probably wondering like, why is everybody trying to talk to her? That's how I felt like the girls was looking at me. But see, what women don't realize, there are some men that see far beyond the outside of a woman. Not that this looks too bad. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying there are some men, and I'm not talking about the drunk, and I'm not talking about because that man, the second man that was telling me about the Bible, that dude sat there and read my whole life to me as if he knew me. But I tried to make it look like, every time he said something, I was like, well, isn't that the typical woman? We all feel that way. But I didn't want to let him know that. He really did read. He said something that freaked me out because it's like he had to know me for him to, say what he said. So it was kind of a trip, but I didn't let him know that he was right though. But anyways, I look on the bus. Here go most of the guys on the bus. They were telling me not to go there because I'm not from out here, and it seemed like everybody that was at the bus stop, like they done met up before, they knew each other, so everybody dapping each other up, everybody hugging, everybody this, everybody that, so they knew the guy that was trying to talk to me, and the whole bus was staring at me, and then when I looked, I was going down the bus like this, the dudes was like, I just dropped my head because I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I had this on, hair one. Well, my hair actually is done. Y'all know I'm natural, so I had my fro going on. I had my fro going on. So I got this on because on the bus, I'm thinking I'm finna get right out the bus, come to the house, jump on my bed. Yeah, I done took my bath before I left Dallas. I put on this, I put on my house shoes. So I'm waiting on my daughter right now. When he leaves, another bus comes. Almost everybody leaves. I'm sitting there by myself. So I sit there by myself. I say, now mind you, my phone is dead. There's no plugs in the station, which is fucked up. They need to do something about that because if someone is stranded, they just stranded, and I don't think that's fair. That's I was so disappointed. I was like, you mean to tell me there is no, like, I could have called a cab. I could have called a cab, you know what I'm saying, to where I was at. I mean, to the house. But I couldn't call anybody. But so this lady just so happened to walk by, right? And so I was like, ma'am, can you tell me what time it is? So she said, it's 20 minutes to 1. Mind you, my daughter got off at 11 o'clock. So I'm sitting there. And I know at one point before I made my move to go back further, because I was like, well, maybe that's why I'm being approached so much, because I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they get off the bus, as soon as they come up, bam, I'm right here, right? So, but before I move back, I see my daughter. I see her go around. And my biggest problem is I need to give me some glasses. I won't move. I'll stay and I'll just, hopefully somebody will see me, because if I get up to walking, mind y'all, I haven't been feeling good for the last like week. So I'm feeling like I'm about to pass out. I'm feeling very weak. But I'm praying. I'm like, God, I don't need to pass out at this bus station. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? So give me strength to, hold on until I at least get to the house, right? So I see her, guys. But in my mind, I'm so worried about her. I don't think to go to the spot that she usually drops me off at. Okay, this is the front of the building. I'm right here. She said she got out and walked 3 times. What's crazy is she never once came to where I was at. Well, she did, but I was at the front. I hadn't moved back yet. So I see her, and then since I didn't see her walk up or anything, I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't her. And then I'm like, yes, it was her. I know it was her. Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lord, what is it that I'm supposed to learn in this? Only thing I can get out of it is patience and know that I got you. Because even though I was sitting there by myself and it was so dark, I never worried about anybody bothering me. I never worried about somebody possibly coming and snatching my stuff. Like, I didn't have a fear of anything. The only thing I was worried about was my child, because she has had issues with the cops. It seemed like as soon as she put her feet on gas to go, they stop her. That's just how, not a little over exaggerating, of course, but that's just what it seems. She's been having those problems. So I'm thinking my child done got picked up by the cops. I'm gonna have to go over to the jailhouse in the morning because there's a jailhouse right across the street. I don't think it's a jail, and I think the dude was drunk that was telling me that. I don't know if it was a jail or a juvenile center, one of the two. I don't know. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, if night when daylight come, if she's locked up or something, then I'm gonna go over there and see if they'll let me plug my phone up somewhere and then see what's happening. So I'm thinking like I might as well go inside the building and take a nap or do something because I'm like, something is wrong, but I don't feel like it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, mind you, I'm keep saying I got off the bus at probably 11:05. Probably I'm gonna say 11:10. No, it was 10:59. It was almost 11 o'clock when I got off that bus. She finally decided to walk my way. Now, mind you, I'm asking God. I'm like, God. Now I said thank you for waking me up. I'm telling him like I said thank you for waking me up this morning. I acknowledged you today. I did this. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like the tears is coming, but it's like I'm trying not to because I don't want nobody coming up to me saying what's wrong, what's wrong. Mind you, the tears are not for me because I'm out here. The tears are now. Where's my child? My baby would not leave me. Not her mama. She would not leave me and not say anything. So the tears form, right? But I keep them in, right? And so about when that happened, now mind you, I'm seeing people go back and forth. There's some creepy stuff going on. I'm watching all this, but I'm still not scared. I don't have a fear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just watching it, but my mind is on my child, right? So the tears are kind of coming down, and I remember I wiped my eyes like this, and then I took a deep breath, and here she come around the corner, Mama. It's 2:40. It's like 2 o'clock now. So from 11 to 2 o'clock, I'm at the bus station, right? So I see her because I was like this actually when she came around the corner. When I saw her, y'all, I just started crying. I couldn't help it. And then she stood in front of me. She was like, Mama. And I just got, oh, it made me want to cry now because y'all don't understand. When you start, you know what I'm saying, with this right here, that's why you have to pray and control this because it'll drive you crazy. I couldn't do nothing but stand up and hold her. I was like, oh my God. And I just cried right then. I was just holding her and I was crying because I was like, being out there that long, it didn't matter when I saw her. I was, y'all, I've never even experienced nothing like that. So, my whole experience was God telling me, be patient. You're going to have to be patient. Things are not going to go your way all the time. You're going to have to learn to be patient. The other day, I had a dream, and in that dream, God was saying, you need to learn how to compromise, which I thought I was a very compromising person. But no, apparently I have to learn how to compromise. So God is helping me recognize what I need to work on. So even though it's an experience, I hear you, God. I hear you. But yeah, patience and to know that He got me no matter what. That I'm here with you, even though you was by yourself. I was with you. That's why you didn't have no fear of anything, because you know I'm with you. You know I got you. So yeah, I'm just glad to be back home. And I hope I didn't bore y'all with my story, but I just had to share my adventure on last night. Well, it wasn't last night up until this Saturday morning. I'll say that, starting from Friday to Saturday morning. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope y'all could see me. I really didn't care about y'all seeing me good in the light or whatever. I just wanted to, tell a story. But thank you guys for watching. I'm okay. God is good. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next video. Bye guys.